YouTube. That's who we are today. YouTube. How you doing, friends? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all joining the live. How you doing? We're gonna get to talking. We're gonna go live soon. We'll see how long I go live. I usually start here as a way to make sure I am connecting and engaging. I appreciate everybody joining. So this is my 4 p.m. live. Appreciate everybody coming in. So we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to share out some of the things that you need to do as part of what I call rules of engagement here. So I want to make sure you guys are understanding the process, the go live process, and let me know if you have any questions. That's what we're talking about. I want to make sure you have any questions. We answer it up front, and then we're going to switch over to the other platform, to that other platform, and talk over there. So let me know if there's any questions, friends. You want to make, hey, friend, party over here. Party over here. There we go. um, I responded to your message. I listened to your messages because I was like, you know what? I can't go live and not listen to all her voice notes. So, no, thank you for that. No, it was great actually. It was perfect timing because I was sitting there eating lunch, listening to each voice note. I was like, okay, here's what's happening. I just listened to them. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Um, yeah. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that was helpful. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life. I always say this: we control our life, and we just, decide on how we want to continue to get support as well as collaborate or not, or have guests up or not. So it's up to you. Don't feel like you have to endure anybody's feedback or comments in your live stream if you don't want to. I think it's important to recognize that this is your live, and then you can make a decision on how you want people to engage in it. So I would start there and maybe just give politely the feedback that, hey, I'm looking to do this on my own without any support right now. I just want to kind of go through this process. That's what I want to do, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be somebody in particular coming in and supporting. You can go through this process without that person um, at offering any kind of commentary or feedback. So I'll leave that there. I don't want to speak out of turn. And so one thing I will say though, it's important to think about rules. Hey Fred, how you doing, Alan? Well, how people should engage in your live stream. So maybe we'll talk about that a little bit, just broadly, because I think there's something to be said about engagement in general and educating your community, but also letting them know, hey, here's what I don't want. Yes, in real time, it was just so confusing. And thinking back to it, like someone constantly knocking on the door, or you're having a meeting or something. I know. Hello, friends. Thank you all for being here. Hey, well, welcome to the live stream. I was sitting here chatting with my moderator, the Idea Barista, so feel free to come in and connect. Earlier, I wasn't getting all that many people in the room, so I'm happy you're here, Alan. I'm happy others that are coming in. If you want to put a little comment in the chat, that's great. We were chatting about live streaming. So that's what this live is about, is all things live streaming. Rules of engagement, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up the live. Also, make sure you click that subscriber button if you haven't done so already. So you subscribe to the channel, and then also click the bell to get notifications of when I go live and I post content. So appreciate everybody who's here. I do co-stream on TikTok. So we're gonna go over there in a second. I'm gonna show you my phone. We're gonna go on the other side of the streets in a little bit. And then also my rule is that you have to be 18 years and older. So if you're not of age, this is not the live stream for you. Okay? So you want to make sure you are of age and you are engaging to support the live stream. Okay? Thank you so much. I caught what you just threw out there, Idea Barista. He's like, hey, bro. He's like, hey, sis. Get it together. We are sis up in here. We ain't bros. We're sis. um, here's So here's what I will say though. I think it's important to educate your community. And so if you are looking for a certain type of support, that's going to be important. If you're not looking for a certain type of support, it's also important to say that too. I think I've been on a rant today, so I might continue my rant. I've been a little bit ranting. I don't know why, but I feel earlier today I was on a tad bit on a rant, and I think sometimes I think about situations and where we're at in this journey, and like I said, I was reflecting yesterday quite a bit, and about just the last year. Doc's like, here, I have stuff to say. I know. And and I get it, and I guess I feel a certain way about a couple situations that have happened, and I don't talk about all things that happen from a day-to-day basis. And so when you help a lot of people, believe me, you hear from a lot of different voices and conversations, and it's interesting. So I I think it's important for people to put this in perspective. And so if you're not putting this in perspective and you think that you're going to show up and all of a sudden your room's going to be rooming, or if you think you're going to show up and then all of a sudden everybody's going to agree with you, or if you think you're going to show up and then all of a sudden you're going to make that bad, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to be mean you showing up consistently. And so that doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. And so for that, I'm trying to manage expectations. And then obviously, again, this is a process. And so I said that earlier. And so if you don't respect the process, then yeah, this might not be for you. And then on top of that, I had to be tactful about how I talk about just the overall TikTok Creator Network agency process, because I think people have a misunderstanding of what agencies can and can't do. Now, obviously, there's some new agencies joining and coming on board and stuff, and they don't even understand the process. They don't get it. And so it's just an interesting time right now, because at the end of the day, your goal is to yeah, your goal is to grow. And from an agency perspective, they're trying to grow. From a creator perspective, you're trying to grow. Life host perspective, you're trying to grow as well. And I think everybody they're trying their best to grow in their own special way. And recognize there's the human nature and humans that are at play here, and not all of us think the same and act the same and operate the same. And so that is key. So if you're looking to grow, if you're looking to build, the only person you can focus on and be mindful of is yourself. That's it. That's all. That's it. Okay. So if you're trying to control other people, if you're trying to manage other people, you ain't gonna do well here. You need to focus on yourself and focus on what you can and cannot do, what you're in control of. That's what matters ultimately. So that's my 2 cents. Let me switch. Hopefully my battery. Facts. I hear you. Yeah. Well. So with all that being said, when are you going live again? You're like, Doc, that's not what I wanted from you. That's not what I came here for. But when are you going live again? Don't let nobody tell you can't go live. That's what I want to hear. When you going live again? Okay, soon. All right. I mean, honestly, it's up to you if you want to announce it. Put it in your story, make it a live event, share it out with your community, maybe do a post about it, but just do it on your terms. And if that person gets the invite or not, oh well. You put it everywhere else. You're announcing this and doing it on your terms, and you're not trying to collaborate. You're not trying to co-host. You're not trying to do any of the things. You're trying to do your topic and build your community, and that's okay. I was talking to Alec about it, and she said, "You are doing that live again." Yeah. Oh, she said, "You are." You should have capitalized "are." You are doing that live again. You said you are doing that live again. So no, that was a hard R. You are doing that live again. So go ahead, do it again, miss. Go ahead. What's the saying? Pull your big panties up, big girl panties up, and go ahead and do that live. You said you are doing that live again. See, I'm voice acting. I'm practicing. Thank you for that. You're helping me. You are doing that live again. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's my voice acting. That's what Carol taught us. She said you have to put emphasis on the you and the other words. Great job. Thank you. Appreciate it. You are doing that live again. So go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Go ahead and do it. No, it was a great topic though. And I think in real time, you know, it's helpful for people. People are looking for guidance, especially, obviously with adult ADHD, it's not something that is easy to navigate. A lot of people, are trying to figure out if some of their behaviors fall into that category. They don't have a name for it. They didn't realize it was a thing. So you got to think about those people. Oftentimes we think about people who are like us, who already know and already understand and already get it. What I've learned in this whole process is that there's a lot of people who are still figuring this out and just learning. So what you bring is helpful for any person who's a beginner along their journey. Okay. Hey Truth, how you doing, friend? Hi. And so just start over, do it again. And in terms of organizing, structuring yourself, maybe have a 2 or 3 talking points. Thank you so much. Have a couple talking points that you want to share with your community and say, okay, here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about this topic, but I have a couple things I want to share with you. And that's it. And then if you do want to bring people up in the boxes or a panel or something like that, you can. It doesn't have to be about them take it over, but maybe you're asking a couple questions. Or maybe you have a couple questions that you pose to people in the chat. So you know how you'll say, hey, drop a heart or tell me yes or no. Like those quick, easy answer questions. What do you call those? Close and open questions. So closed questions where it's just like 1, 2, yes, no, heart. And you get people to engage that way. Share it out if you want to be really like strategic. Search adult ADHD. Engage with some of those videos before you go live or before you post content. Because again, you tell the algorithm that's what you want to look for. Okay? And you're looking for that community. So that's just a quick tip. Yeah. So that may drive new faces, new traffic to your page, to your live stream, to your content. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. So, all right, friend, we are gonna go live. You are so welcome. We're gonna go live. I'm gonna chat it up over here on these TikTok streets. Thank you, everybody who's here. Good afternoon. It is Dr. Lisa, Launch Your Income Agency, folks. We are talking all things going live. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my live, come on in. We're going to talk all things going live. I want to make sure you are not nervous, afraid, scared, shy, none of the things. You can go live. You can go live with ease and confidence, friends. So come on in. I'm going to teach you some ways to earn money on this app and build your community. Feel free to come in and chat with me. Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to get to talking and chatting in just a little bit. We'll have a couple of things we share. How you doing, General? How are you, friend? Thank you so much for joining. We'll have a couple of things we discuss as part of my topics. Earlier in my 10 o'clock, we talked about mindset. So a lot of the conversation was based on how do you have the right mindset for doing this and how do you set goals for yourself in 2026. We're about to enter a new year, so I want you guys to understand this is a process. That's what I was saying. Black Lotus, how are you, friend? Let me turn my volume down. Let me see. I had it up high. Hello, friend. How are you? Coming in with that fast pop. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you for that. Is it VP? VP, thank you so much for being here. Cornelia, hey, friend. How are you? Thank you so much for joining as well. I appreciate you coming in. How's everything going, friend? How are you? I remember you with some sugar y'all doing y'all co-hosting. We got to drag our friend some sugar to co-host again. Get her back. Get her back on these TikTok streets. Thank you so much. I know she's like, I'm gonna do it. So we're going to get her to do it. Thank you for that, Rose, friend. Hey, Nika Grace, did you come in yet? Let's see. Hello, thank you so much for the populars. I'm going to share out my live. Let me share it out, add it to my story. Feel free to share out the live too, to support. And then I'm going to share it out to the community, let them know I'm going live. And earlier, a lot of the conversation was about mindset. And so a little bit of that, we'll talk about a little bit of that. I want to talk about some practical things too to help you get going. Thank you for the shares, friends. I appreciate you all coming through. Appreciate the support. Hey, pals. Pals and I was just chatting it up on the other side on the hold on, let me unplug my phone. My TikTok's telling my phone overheating. It shouldn't be. Be nice, TikTok. Be nice. We gotta be nice to the live hosts. So yeah, so we were chatting it up a little bit. Thank you for that daily harmony, friend. And ultimately we were talking about, again, mindset, and then also what does it mean to continue to keep going, even when your start or what you intended to do didn't go as planned. Wink, wink. And so what does it mean to continue to go, friend? And so that's what we're going to chat about that a little bit. Miss Cleo, how you doing as well? My other friends coming in. Thank you. Hey, Dr. Daryl, how are you? So a little bit of mindset. I was sharing earlier. How you doing, Sandra? All coming in the live. If you are new, put new in the chat. I know some of my newbies are coming in, so feel free to come in and ask questions. I'm going to turn off the creator agency stuff. I want to turn that off for a second because, sometimes I want to talk. I want to talk. I don't want y'all to be looking at what's your live stream about. I want to hear what she's saying. So I don't want y'all to be distracted right now. That's a me thing. Actually, I would encourage you to keep it on depending on what your topic is, because what I'm talking about doesn't match my board. So I took it down for that reason, because I want to focus on what I'm saying. I probably should need to create a couple different other boards, maybe a few other boards, so that it matches sometimes of what I'm sharing. Thank you so much, Dr. Darrell. Appreciate the likes. Hey, Natty Nat, how you doing, friend? Thank you for coming in. Dr. Darrell, you did your second or a recent live. It wasn't your second. I know you had done a few this week. Any questions? Let me know if you have any questions, friends. If there's anything that is happening in your live stream and you're like, oh, what is this about? So I'm happy to answer those questions. Free to pray. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you so much for coming in. Those who are joining the live, we're going to talk all things going live. And I usually, earlier, my 10 o'clock, we talked about mindset. Okay. You said I was able to get my guests up. Congratulations. Look at you. Get them up and get them down. He's like, nah, I can't get them down, but that's all right. Hey, how you doing, Vita? Thank you so much. Hello, Natty Nat. Good to see you. That's what Black Lotus said to you, Natty Nat. Black Lotus, how you doing? Black Lotus, let me know if you have questions too, because I know Black Lotus is a seasoned live host now. She goes live pretty regularly. So let me know if you have questions, friend. I know we are, my 10 o'clock, we talked about mindset. We talked about recognizing this is a process, okay? This is not something you're going to do all of a sudden your room's going to be rooming. This is a process. I couldn't mute myself while she spoke, though. You couldn't mute yourself while she spoke. When you're in the box, you can mute your guest because you can touch their box and they get muted. If you are in the box, you can click your three dots and you can mute. You can mute yourself by clicking the three dots. You can mute your microphone. I feel like if I'm in the box, I should be able to click my box too. You got me thinking. I don't know how it looks. You got me thinking if I can mute myself. I could turn my video off, but not my sound. Okay, I'll try that. Three boxes. So right now I'm going to mute my mic. You can't hear me. My microphone is muted. The people on YouTube can hear me, but y'all can't hear me because my microphone is muted. So y'all shouldn't have been able to hear me. Let me know if you were. I was saying you can't hear me. I need to know how to set up 3 goals at one time. Okay, I got the flash goal. Let me answer that. I don't think you can. TikTok gave me the hearts me, y'all. Ugh. TikTok, why? Why? Oh, TikTok, why? We didn't. Y'all didn't hear me. Okay. So yeah, that was the microphone was muted. So when you click the three dots in the corner, it mutes your microphone. Thank you so much for that heart me, Natty Nat. I know TikTok is TikToking me. I was thinking it's gonna give me a heart me this afternoon. I knew it was, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, I understand, friend. I understand. That is totally fine. I have it out there. We'll see in the next 14 minutes or so if we get 6 more heart me's. But that's okay if y'all sent it already. That's how TikTok will play you. So that you know if you click that flash goal, if the person sent the heart me from earlier in the day or before they as they came in, it will give you that and they can't send it again. So it's one per day. What does the heart me mean? It's the daily heart me, that heart plus up here. This is engagement. So you really do want to. Oh, look at you, Natty Nat. Thank you so much, Fran. Oh, look at the Jasmine. Thank you. You're so sweet. They coming up on other accounts. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for that. Um, so what it does is part of your monetization too. So keep that in mind. You do want people to come in and get that daily heart me. They become a member of your fan club. So that's how people get the Lisa. Thank you so much, Jess. Thank you for that, friend. Appreciate you. Just let me rumble, ramble. So yeah, that's part of that Lisa. So they became part of my fan club when they do that. And when they come back, they're collecting points. So people say, claim your points, get your points because you're a fan club member. So think about a true fan club when you think about someone who's a fan of Beyonce or some other celebrity, and all of a sudden that person is showing up and you're cheering for them. Thank you so much. You're asking all the questions. Thank you so much, Project Loop. And essentially you are a person that understands how to engage. So you want them to come in and get that daily heart me. It actually gives you a list of things to do, like send a comment, click the daily heart me and claim the daily heart me when you send it. It'll ask you to set a live notification so you know when that person goes live. It'll ask you to send the popular votes to show that they're a popular live host. So it's telling that person, because they're investing in your live stream, what to do to continue to support your live stream. Thank you. How you doing, friend? Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to set up scripture reading live with a picture. Vita. What? Okay, wait a minute. You asked another question. Hold on one second. Let me go back up and make sure I got the flow right. I think you asked something else. Is that what you mean? You're asking that I need to know how to set up 3 goals at one time. 3 goals. When you say goals, you mean live goals? What's the goals? 3 goals at one time. What did you mean by that? If you're talking about a live goal, you only can do one in the US. I think other countries, they may have that feature. Yeah, the US doesn't have that feature. We just got the one right now. Yeah, see, Paul said the same thing. That's an international feature. The US, we don't have that. No. Yeah, that's I think I've seen it in the UK and stuff like that. Thank you so much. We achieved it. Oh, look at you, Jay Bunny coming in, getting that daily heart me. Thank you so much. I got it. Okay. So yeah, so that's awesome. Thank you so much. We achieved that live goal, that flash goal that came through. I appreciate everyone coming in. We'll get to talking and chatting a little bit more. Dr. Daryl, I felt like there was a question. The heart me question, let me know if I answered that to its fullest. There's a couple things you need to know about the heart me. You do need a coin to get it. So you have to have coins in your account. You do as a live host. Everything in this live, TikTok is giving you information. So as a live host, you see who are your fans because they have the heart me next to them. You also see people who are your super fans. That means that they've got your subscription. Now, can you answer my other question? What's your other question? You said, now can I answer you? Oh, those were 2 separate questions. I thought they were related. Hold on one second. Um, what's, let me see what the other question was. I want to set up scripture readings live with a picture. I don't know what that means. Are you saying, I guess I really don't know what you mean by that. Are you saying like a green screen? I don't know what you meant by that. You want a board that says scripture reading? Yeah, I don't know what you meant by that. If you're saying a green screen where the scripture's on the green screen, green screens are features in the enhance. When you're going live, there's a little wand. It almost looks like a pencil. Looks like a pencil. You click that and you want to click the effects. This is an effect. You click effects and you look for the green screen. There's one that comes up on the screen right in front of you. There's one that can be behind you. It just depends on which green screen you want. If you want it to be in front of you as a message here on the side, you can do that. There's a couple different green screens. Give me a second. I'll show you a few of them. Let me catch up on a couple comments. What can I do with my super fans when I'm ready for them? Um, well, it depends on what you want to do as part of a subscription service. The quick answer to answer your question, without knowing all the different things you do in your live stream, you could go to an AI like Chat or Gemini or someplace like that, and ask it to give you like 3 to 5 different examples of a subscription plan for your TikTok live stream, and just see what it comes up with. It'll give you some ideas for it, and you can put in some ideas already that you're thinking, or tell it a little bit about you in your live stream and see what it comes back with. That's probably the quick answer without knowing all your details of your live stream. A lot of people use their sub only lives as kind of like a ask me anything, a Q&A feature. Hey, Kim Love Jones, how you doing, friend? They'll use it to engage their super fans where they're showcasing and sharing some information with them only, like exclusive information. So you could do that with them. Maybe there's again, it just depends on what services you're offering, but you can offer that as a benefit for your super fans. I think she means go live and read a scripture. Oh, yeah, she was basically saying a green screen. Okay, so yeah, so you can do that. It just depends on what you're trying to offer your community, and you can ask the AI to give you some ideas. Just see what it comes back with as a suggestion. Um, Again, so for example, I'm a super fan for Carol. I was talking about this earlier. She's the voice guru. I like the new feature you're doing, the highlights. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. um, I was in a meeting with a super fan of Carol's. She's the voice guru. She does voice acting, so she's coaching on voice acting. Thank you so much for the populars. So she's coaching people on voice acting, and so her super fans, we are able to come up, and she gives real time coaching to help us understand how to read a voice acting script. So we came up in our boxes and we read from a script she sent us. She sent us like 5 or 6 different examples. I need her information. You want to be a voice actor too? Okay. That's awesome. She does have a super fan. So Carol was in here earlier. She's gonna go live, but I loved it because she gave real time coaching. You said yes. Yeah, she gave real time coaching. She was saying, okay, here's how you would say this. And she asked us to think about it in different ways in terms of how we can convey emotion through our voice and stuff. And so yeah, it was great. But that was her super fan. And in that super fan, she talked about the benefits. She talked about some things she was gonna do. She gave us that opportunity to hear from each other and coach us through it. And that was the super fan. Wasn't nothing super long. It was like an hour. And that's it. And so I say that as an example because it depends on what you're offering your community and what type of benefits. Maybe it is something where you're offering real time coaching, or you're offering a snippet because maybe you have the in depth coaching and support that you offer as another paid benefit product that they can get from you, or service they can get from you. So you can definitely do that. Thank you so much, XYZ. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, it just depends on what you want to offer, and I would say, ask chat to give you some ideas. There's other people who do similar, where they offer some coaching benefits and some other additional access to to you as a live host, or to them as a live host. So yeah, or to hold your community while going live, or to hold your community while going live. What you mean, friend? Tell me more. That did it get filtered? What was the other part to that? Or sounds interesting. And then you said, or to hold your community. What do you mean in terms of a community meeting? Let me know if that's what you meant. But yeah. So don't feel like you have to do all things in a super fans. You know what? Some of my people, you guys are kind of newer to me. We talked about super fans when it went to that transition of it being $9.99, and Here's my thoughts about that. Thank you so much. She sent 100 comments. Attention on coaching voice. Oh yes, yes. Okay, okay, gotcha. I got you now. Um, and so we had to go through that transition as a community because people felt a certain way because it used to be where a person can set their super fan for any price point. Some were lower, mine was lower, some was higher than $9.99. And so now the notion is like, oh, $9.99, that's kind of pricey. What all should I give people to make sure that they have added value and that this is something that's going to be worth getting? I'm going to tell you this. First of all, people spend more money on more stuff that have no value. Okay? You spend more for a McDonald's meal that you're going to eat and is gone than what you would for a super fan. That's first and foremost. Just understand the value that we're talking about here. It doesn't have to be, it's not super expensive for what people spend their money on, first and foremost. But also, what you're offering, if they're in your live stream, if they're learning and growing from you, what you're offering should be of value. You said, okay. you know, should be of value to them. So, getting that perk from you is worth it. Now, what I'm doing with the super fan for Carol, I think that's extremely valuable. But to be honest with you, let's dissect that. What she offered was real time coaching. I think she is knowledgeable and very much worth a $50 value for a monthly subscription. I will say that first and foremost. But when you think about the time of it, oh, that was like 20 minutes of my day. And she came in, she gave me what I needed. I learned from her and I was out of there. Now, would somebody else want her to spread it out longer and make it a longer session and all this other stuff? No, no. You know, I wouldn't. I was okay with it because I thought what she gave me was exactly what I needed. And so just recognize that the person who's coming into your live stream, you're going to give them exactly what they need. And they're going to pay $9.99 for it. And they're going to be okay with it because they want it from you. There are plenty of people on this app that they can go to, but they want it from you. So don't overthink it. I don't want you guys to overthink it. I don't want you to be intimidated by pricing. I think sometimes we often will shortchange ourselves and have this, mindset that says, "Oh, well, wait a minute. People are not going to want this. They're going to want it because it's you." So true every week. He said, so true every week that you spend more than not. You said, okay, yes. I do a little voice acting already. I could use her info to expand my skills. She's good. I like her. She's good people, and she's been in the business for some years now, so she's good people. So never lied. Yep, yep. So I don't want you guys to be intimidated about the whole super fans. Super fans. So I teach that in terms of launch your income. Tap tap tap. Appreciate it. I teach that because I want you guys to understand different ways to monetize on the app. Super fans is one of them. So if you have a super fan benefit, get it started. And if you haven't done it, you've been in this agency since August. Hint, hint to some of y'all. I'm sure there's somebody in the room I'm talking to. Make sure you start your super fans. Make sure you start that. That's not per session, which is still low. It's per month. It is per month. If she does more than one, that's true. I think she's gonna do. I have to see if she's gonna do twice a month. I don't know if it's twice a month, but she does have a school platform. She has a school platform. How you doing, Princess? She has a school platform. She has a school platform, and she also has a super fan group chat on TikTok that she communicates to us. And then there's the super fan space. And ultimately, even if she just did it once a month, it was helpful. It was really, and again, I'm not like Dr. Darrell where she's done the voice acting before. I've never done it. And so my experience is zero, zero experience, extremely limited. My extent of voiceovers is the fact that I've done it for some videos here on TikTok and really proud of myself because I actually did it. Okay. So just recognizing that, having someone that can kind of walk you through that process. And then I made that my 2026 goal. I told you guys this before, where I'm going to audition. She has a couple different beginner friendly websites, or not, I shouldn't say beginner friendly, but websites that she would recommend that you go to, and you can submit audition for some of the gigs that are out there, and I'm going to do it. Now, I ain't gonna do it in the beginning of the year. I might do it mid-year, maybe later in the year. But I am going to do it. And so that's a goal that I have for myself. With her training and preparation, I'll get to that point where I feel confident enough to click, search, submit something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. You said, "Oh, what's her name? You didn't get your name before." Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Darrow. TikTok is amazing. It is. Let me put it here. I'm gonna answer your question. So her official name, voice. Let me see. The voice guru, and then she goes by. She has the little line. I'm doing too much, but hold on. I think this is how she has her name, Carol West. I gave you her full name. I said thank you. You're welcome. I love TikTok. Oh, thank you, Diana. How you doing, friend? Yeah, TikTok is amazing. So yeah, look her up. She came in my live earlier this morning. So we'll see if she pops in again. She said she was gonna go live tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Coast. She's West Coast. She's in Cali. So she's gonna go live tonight. So this would be a good time. 8 p.m. I don't know, Dr. Darrell, are you East Coast or Central? I can't remember, friend. If you are East, she's later. You know, she's when we're winding down, we're getting ready to go to bed. So she pops on around that time. So she said 8 or 9. I think she's gonna come on. So she definitely would be worth seeing. She has her little podcast, headphone set, microphone. She has all that stuff. So she has a lot of knowledge, a lot of great knowledge. And I'm East, so I can catch her after my live tonight. Yep, you sure can. Yep, yep. So I think I've added you to the group chat, so she'll share out her live and stuff with everyone. So awesome. Yeah, definitely check her out. She's good people, good spirit. You know how people just a really good person, and she's had a journey in life. You know, we all have stories. We all got backstories. Like, let's be real, all of us. We all got backstories. And so she's had a backstory too, and it's just very inspiring in terms of how she's overcome, how she's had some transformation in her life, and how she's arrived to where she's at now. And voice acting she does full time. That's her full time gig. And so she has gotten to that point in her life and her career and her journey to make that leap. So really, really proud of her. Look at you, level 18. Love that. Love that. Diana, thank you so much for being in the room. Appreciate you leveling up here. To God be the glory. Yes, 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 yes. And that's what it's all about. We talked a lot about mindset this morning. We talked about making sure you're on the right mindset as you're thinking about your live stream, as you're thinking about your goals for next year. And so I want to reiterate some of that stuff, but at the same time, I want to make sure you guys feel confident as you go through this next year. So some of my newbies always kind of ask the question. If you have questions, let me know. And then making sure that you're getting the information you need. I know I had some newbies where a lot of people, especially in the beginning of this process, they're like, oh, people don't talk, people don't stay in my room, I don't get engagement. And so that is like one of the bigger frustrations early on, to how do you get people to engage back? How do you get people to stop the scroll and make sure that they're engaging in your live stream? And what I will tell you, and I know it's frustrating, I know it's something where you want to focus on your message, you want to focus on your topic. You do have to do that engagement with your chat. You said I can relate. You got to do that engagement with your chat, and you got to a certain extent, educate them. Because a lot of people don't know. They don't know. We talked about, Dr. Darrell, you asked the question about what's the daily heart mean. Now, now, people who have been going live for a minute, they would say, oh, I know what the daily heart me is. But again, there are not a lot of new live hosts in the room that are like, I have no clue what that means. What's that terminology? These are all new words for people. And so recognizing that there is um, a need, I'm gonna use that word, for you as a live host to do some of that education. You got to do a little bit of it so that they understand how to engage. Those rules of engagement is key. You cannot come here and then be upset when people aren't engaging, because guess what? They don't know how to engage, and you didn't teach them how to engage. So yeah, that's just the reality of this particular platform. And so if you're going to be on TikTok, you got to kind of know TikTok's rules and know how to actively support your community. Um, Let's see. Let me catch up. How you doing, Charlene? Yesterday I got 12 cake taps. That was my most ever. Today I had 4 people ask real questions. Look at you, Fran. I'm so proud of you. Atia, that's awesome. Awesome. You said they asked real questions, not no fake questions, real questions. Thank you for the daily heart me. Appreciate that. It was so engaging today. Look at you, Fran. You're doing it. That's what this is all about. Absolutely. I love it. That's awesome. That is good news. I still have like 4 people on with me, laugh out loud, but it's growing. That's it. That is it. How many times have you gone live? Let's kind of dissect that because that's good. That's actually really good. Thank you all for the shares. I appreciate the support. Hey, how you doing, Love Universe? I appreciate you as well for being here. Hello, hello. How you doing, Charlene? Laugh out loud. Yes, I was talking about their specific tax questions. You were talking to them about tax questions. That's awesome. Yes. So how long have you gone live? Are you new to the live process? 9 times so far, daily in December, but missed 2 days. Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, that's what this is all about. You want to keep making sure that you're showing up for your community. Okay, you want to keep showing up for them and supporting. Let's see. Thank you all for sharing out the live. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the shares. Let me say this. Who in the room know how to share? And who in the room don't know how to share the live? Maybe I should ask that. If you don't know how to share, because here's the deal. We often assume the words we're saying, people understand them. They know what that means. They know how to do it. Maybe I should say that differently. Like they know actually how to do it. And a lot of times, hold on one second. A lot of times people don't understand all the different ways you can do it. So there's a thing called the power share. If you press my nose or my glasses, if you press down, you can share the live that way. Okay? So really quickly, you can share the live by pressing it down and you can share it out to a list of your supporters. It's actually the order of your inbox. That's what that is. It's the order of your inbox and how people are showing up. And then you could share it out to people from a recently that you shared it with at the top. So those are ways you can share it. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a search bar, and you can search different people specifically you want to share it with, or search a type of category or topic. You can put that in the key in the search bar and see if some people show up that way. That maybe they have that same title or topic in their title in their name, so you can search that way, and then share it. The other thing is the arrow. The arrow in the corner is another way to share out the live. And let me say this, you want your viewers to share the live. Okay? You want to share your own live. You can post it to your story. You can share it out to individual groups and people you want to share it with. But you want your viewers to share the live because they have a community that has not been exposed to you yet. They know friends, followers, other people who are connecting with them that they can share this live with. And that expands your reach. So there's something to be said about sharing your live and communicating that early. TikTok actually even gives you a prompt to make sure you tell your viewers to share the live. That pops up in your screen in the very beginning of your live stream. So again, you want to be very proactive with educating your community on how to support your live stream. Thank you for the follow, friend. The other thing I will say they do, yep, they do. So it expands your reach beyond, just the people in the room today. It gives more visibility. So that's a huge component of support. We talk about free support. We talk about support you need coins for. When we talked about the daily heart me up top, you do need to have a coin so that you can send that out, and you send that out daily as part of your visiting a live stream or coming to connect with your favorite creator that's going live, and you are sending that daily heart me. So that's exactly what that is. When it comes to people commenting in your chat, we talked about this the other day. Those comments matter. That shows TikTok people are actively engaging. So you want to have people in your chat talking, connecting, sending stickers. Thank you so much, Natty Nat. You want to have all that activity because, again, it shows TikTok people are here, they're engaging, they're connecting. And so the stickers are a great way to do it. If you click by the chat box, as if you're about to write a message, there's a heart there. You can send out stickers. Okay. Thank you so much. Go live, go live. And so you want to encourage people. You want to be very strategic about how you get your chat to talking too. Do you see what we see on the screen? What is it in the corner, top right? It keeps changing. This here, let me, I'm pointing. Let me know if that's what you're talking about. Say yes. Yep. Okay. So, okay, I'm happy you asked. Look at you. You're like, I'm asking questions now. so, so Dr. Lisa, do you want to swamp the DJ glasses in the swap the DJ glasses in the gallery? Swamp the DJ glasses in the gallery. What does that mean, friend? You got DJ's glasses. Let let me finish the question. Let me finish the question. I'm gonna talk about the gallery in a second. Here is the TikTok, what I call TikTok's commercials. TikTok's commercials. These are TikTok's commercials. So I say there are campaigns. There's information TikTok wants you to know. You can get to putting coins in your account. There's a if you swipe, all you have to do is swipe over to each of those. You can swipe, and as you swipe, you'll see you'll see different campaigns, you'll see different information for you to know as a live host and as viewers. You guys can touch here and swipe to the side and see information as well. So that's there, and I treat that as a way for TikTok to advertise different things you might want to be aware of. One of the things, if you swipe in here, we talked about this at length earlier this morning, Mel Robbins, and so I got on the whole conversation of 2026 goals. Mel Robbins is doing a session that you can sign up. You can click up here. If you swipe through, you might see it up there. You should see it up there. Let me see if it's still there. Because at one point, I didn't see it. It was there this morning, though. Okay, I don't know if it's there. Because I don't see it this time. Oh, there it is. It is there. So if you swipe through, you should see it. Mel Robbins is, she's doing a session about goal settings for 2026. And here's the deal. Somebody in my chat earlier, a couple people in my chat earlier, was like, they look warm to her. They're not a big fan of hers. I said, obviously, I'm not focused on the messenger. I'm focused on the message. The message to me is where a lot of times we do not proactively set goals for ourselves. We do not actively share what we want to see ourselves doing in the next year. We're always doing stuff for other people. December 13th, I'm excited. I love the message too. That's it. That's it. Yeah. We got to set goals for ourselves. We got to think about what are we trying to achieve. If we don't put that out there, I heard the session earlier. You heard that session? Okay, you was here. Okay, awesome. That is a great way to look at it. It is. It is. I there's what I shared earlier is that there's a privilege there. Um, there is some things that maybe comes off a little out of touch and tone deaf at times, in my opinion. Um, she's so big. She's so big time. I know. I know. But at the end of the day, it is very much about. I think oftentimes, especially if we're doing the day to day stuff, we're living our lives. We're trying to make sure the family's good. We're trying to do our work stuff. We're trying to make sure we're a good spouse or partner. We're trying to do all the things. We're wearing multiple hats. We don't take the time to think about the things that could also take us to the next level, could transform our thinking. And so you have these people out here who have a little bit more time, space, and opportunity to do that. And then they share tips, strategies, advice for us to think about that. And so anytime I'm a professional development junkie anyway. So anytime I can take time and space to grow and learn, I'm all about that. Sometimes, like I said, you got to divorce yourself from who's delivering the message and kind of really focus on the message. And so that's what I try to do. Letitia, how you doing? Antia, thank you so much. Yes, goals help us stay focused. They do, for real, for real. Um, so thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. Let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate that. Um, so thank you so much for being here. Let me know Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, so those are the campaigns. Take up. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Um, so let me know if there's any questions. I want to make sure I'm answering questions. I always want to make sure I'm supporting people as we kind of go through this process and this journey. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the roses, friend. Okay, so here's what I will say. As you are thinking about your goals for next year, make space for that because you need to think very intentionally about what you're trying to gain. Now, at the end of the day, if you are somebody who has not set goals for yourself, that's fine. If you're thinking about TikTok Live, I will tell you it is a process. So we talked a lot about a process, making sure that we understand the process in a way so that um, you shouldn't have expectations that this is going to go smoothly. There are going to be some times where things go really well and you're seeing yourself climb, and then there are times when you see yourself decline. Okay, that is fine. I subscribe to that because at the end of the day, this is it will not what happened, Fred? It will not. There's times where you're going to see a decline because that's how this is. This app is a roller coaster. Roller coaster. You're going to go up and down. There's times when you're doing really, really well. And depending on your live stream, depending on your topic, depending on your community, people will ebb and flow out of this app, in and out. It's a learning process. It's absolutely a learning process. It's absolutely a learning process. And you're learning constantly. I gave the example going live. Yeah, you're learning constantly. And so if you're not going, I tell people you got to know your why. Why are you here? What are you trying to achieve? And to a certain extent, you may not know what you're trying to achieve, but you know that you're here to do something. Maybe you're here to make passive income, and that's your focus. You're trying to figure out the best way to do it. Maybe you're here because you want to build a community of people who understand that you can talk to and y'all inspire each other and y'all keep each other motivated. Maybe you're trying to do it for your business, and maybe you have a book or consultations, or you have a craft or something else you're trying to sell. Okay, whatever it is, kind of know your why, and then you use the app to support and uplift that why. But recognize that it's not going to happen overnight. It takes time, and then you'll see some other things that will happen over the course of the time, where maybe the things that you originally came for is not what you ultimately get from this app. Dr. Lisa, keep preaching. I'm trying not to. That's how today went today. I don't know why. You're so funny, Kim. But what happened? A couple things happened. I'll tell you this. A couple things happened. So I collaborated yesterday. You said you are. um, I collaborated with Coach Jesse. You said that right, preach on. I collaborated with Coach Jesse, and with collaborating with her, I told my journey, and I said, and this was my key takeaway because when I got off the app, I always chat up with my husband. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much for that. I always kind of debrief and chat with him and say, hey, guess what happened in my life today? You do that pillow talk. I'm like, yeah, guess what happened? He said, I love the preacher lives. So I had a chance to talk to him and, just kind of processed a little bit more and just understood that at the end of the day, thank you so much, friend. At the end of the day, it was a learning lesson. And I actually even talked about it in real time when I was on the live because Coach Jesse asked a question about, the, the times when my room wasn't rooming and stuff like that. And I said, well, and she said, we're going to skip past that. We'll go to the agency. I said, no, I don't want to skip past that. I said, let's talk about that because that was important. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have that. That actually at its core is what shaped me, where I can say I know about TikTok Shop. I know about what it means to be in an agency and leave an agency. I know the impact there. I even gave the story before even I started TikTok. My TikTok live journey, where doing live fest, it was around this time last year. I went to a room with a person. I sent them a rose, and she was like, "Oh, we're not doing roses. Send me fest pops." And I was like, "Oh, she don't want my fucking rose. So let me get up out of here." So just recognizing that I had that experience as a new person, And that shaped how I showed up for new people. Because I was like, well, I want to make sure I'm not rude and inconsiderate. And I explain the process to them and not just assume that they know already. And so that shaped how I showed up. I showed up as a person that actively want to educate and train and support people. You know, said not the funky rose. She did say I'll say a funky rose. She don't know the funky rose. So, but that said they aren't appreciative. No, some of them aren't. Some of them are kind of nasty. Yeah. And I know everybody on the TikTok streets don't operate like I do, and that's okay. The problem is that everyone is that nice about it. Yeah, the problem is that everyone is that nice about it. They're not. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are not that nice about it, and then there's some people who are. But at the end of the day, I'm okay with this, and I understand that this is a process. And so when we talk about me having the agency piece, there would be no agency if I didn't have the rough patches. That's the reality of it. That happened to me yesterday. Somebody did that to you yesterday, Atia? Somebody was nasty about the rounds and fast bumps. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there it's ridiculous. This whole live fest stuff is ridiculous, but people are ridiculous too. I sent the rose, but they were asking for populars. Yeah. Yeah. But again, you got to educate people in terms of saying, hey guys, we're in the popular hour. We want to make sure we get 2 times the popular votes. We're doing the populars right now. Instead of sending roses, click the box below and send me populars. Do that for me. If you click the Daily Heart Me, you'll see popular, send populars. Click that and it'll take you to the area where you can send populars. That's training. That's education. That's helping people understand this is a process. This is multifaceted. It's not easy to understand what populars are, you know? And so people need to do that. Yeah. It just say all things work together for the good. Yes, ma'am. He wasn't nasty, but about it. But yes, he asked to change. Yes, yeah, and that's important. Just about helping people understand the process. I went into a room and the host said that she is not a babysitter and had enough friends her had enough friends her time or money. Wow. Yeah, there's rude people. There's absolutely rude people, and so just recognize. Thank you so much. Hey, Jess. Wow. Yeah, there's rude people here. And so, what I will say is that, you got to make sure that you understand that this is a process. Dr. Lisa, how did I get back into Live Fest? Which you said, how did you get back into Live Fest? Well, what had happened is that there's a new phase that just opened up called fandom. Fandom League popped up. So we were in Power League the first 2.5 weeks, and now we're in Fandom League. So fandom is where your fan club members can send you gifts and you get points, and as those gifts are being sent, you're growing in the fan club. I mean, a live fest. You're getting points for it. I wanted to come ask you how to take my heart me back. Oh, how to take your heart me back. You know what? Let me say this. Actually, I've never actually done it. Somebody's going to have to tell me. I think in here you can do it. So, yes, you can take your heart me back. I think you got to press the heart me. Check the heart me. Is there something in the top corner? You said for her. No, 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 no. No, I mean, well, it's probably important for y'all to know how to do it. Now, y'all ain't got to take mine, don't take mine back, but y'all should look to do it. I need to look to do it for me as well. Maybe I'll find a random room to go into and test it out. Like, I wasn't committed to you, no way. um, but yeah, I've never tried it actually. I never did it. So if anybody knows who's done it, so you can test it out. But there is a way you're supposed to be able to do it. Exactly. I'll do it on one of my backup accounts. Like they don't know I'm there. Like, not Dr. Lisa out here testing, taking heartbeats back. You said you did it once. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to do it. You can take your heartbeat back if you want to. He's like, I am not your fan. I'm not a fan club member. Okay. Thank you for the shares, Coach Jesse. But yeah, Coach Jesse, we were talking again about yesterday. I said yesterday was a good session. It was good. Again, my career, my prior career, previous career, but testing, I didn't take it back. Okay, okay, awesome. My previous career was focused on career education. So that's what I did for 20 plus years, career education for college students and you know older adults who are in career transition. So I did that much of my career, and a lot of it was focused on my dissertation topic is focused on internship and the mentorship relationship, and I talk about reflection quite a bit in that. I'm still meditating on it too. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. You say you still meditating on it. All right. Welcome on. Appreciate you all being here. And so because of that, in the internship process, and as you're doing an internship, you think about the value of that work experience to help prepare you and give you exposure to that career field or that industry, that organization that you're at, corporation. And so you want to reflect on that. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you for the cheers, fast cheers. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you for the support, friend. Um, and so as you're doing that, thank you so much, Kim. Um, Someone kept teaching about it, and I was like, why would you want to do that to take the heart me back? Um, it depends on the room. Sometimes people come in and click that pretty soon. Thank you so much, friend. And you're like, I don't want to be a part of this community. So sometimes that happens, and sometimes it does happen. Maybe there's a rift or some other situation that requires you to take it back. So I'm not sure, but yeah. I was fortunately in a room where I realized real quick that I didn't want to be in the room, but I had never gave the heart me, so I never followed the livels either. So I was able to leave without without any attachments, and so yeah, sometimes that happens. You said I just leave. I know. Yeah, yeah. So no attachments. We good. I won't have as Miss Treetop say, I won't have a grayed out ashy heart if I ever go back. There will be no ashy heart because I never got my heart me, but I never took one back either. So I don't know. I don't know what it means to take one back. So, thank you so much, Kim, for the populars. So I was talking about reflection because it's important for you to reflect back on where you've been and where you're at currently and where you want to go. Okay, so the past, the present, and the future. Because we're so busy, because we're doing all things for other people, we oftentimes don't have that time to reflect. We don't have that time, that present in mind to reflect, to sit in a moment of where we're at, and then also plan for the future. We don't have it. That happens all the time because we're super busy. We're wearing so many hats. We're doing so many things for other people. But when it comes time to us, we don't invest in that way. And that's the important piece of it. And so when I talked about it with students from a reflection perspective, it was important for you to sit back and say, hey, this is the one time in your life you can sit back and say, you know what did I learn from that experience? What did I gain from that experience? Is that something I want to continue to do? Sometimes where we're at that point in time might be, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Nika Grace. Sometimes where we're at in our life requires us to say, you know what, that's not for me. I'm not that person. Thank you so much for the daily heart me. Y'all so sweet. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for the cheers. Does anyone else want to do an end of the year reflection? An end of the year reflection. You talking about for like a co-host? Put it in school. See what happens. Put it in school. See what people say. That would be a good topic to see if people want to talk through that. That would be good. Okay. Um. So you need to do that. And so what we're talking about for here, sure I would. So look at Charlene. She said, sure I would. What we're talking about here is just making sure you're being intentional about planning for the future. And when I was talking earlier, I said, as women, as moms, as people, I'm gonna say moms primarily because a lot falls on our shoulders in terms of just making sure everybody else is okay. And how do we make sure that we're also okay and we're growing and we're building? And what this has brought to the forefront for a lot of us is an opportunity to do something for us. And if you're not doing it for you, then I would tell you to reevaluate who are you doing it for? Because it should be for you. Okay? It should be something that you want to do because this is for you and that's going to motivate you to continue to do it for you. If you're doing it for other people, they could care less. People are going to come and go, from your viewers to your other external factors that you're doing it for. You want to make sure you're doing it for you. Is it your growth plan? Is it for your business? Is it for you said, I'm ready? That's funny. You said the SpongeBob. You said, I'm ready. And so that's what it's for. I don't want you guys to sit back and think that, oh, wow, I can't do this. The other thing I was saying earlier is that I want you to manage your expectations. Manage your expectations because this is not an instant. Kim, you know what? You play too much. Thank you for that, friend. TikTok should have made it expand when I blew it. Wow, what was that? That was the SpongeBob I do. Yes, I do. Well, what did it say? It said something about, let's see, what was that called? Bubble Time. That was called Bubble Time. That was funny. Oh my gosh, that was too funny. Another one was I'm ready. The SpongeBob. Oh my goodness. So I say that because I want you guys to be prepared for the new year. Okay, I will see you all later. Thank you so much, friend. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I want you guys to be prepared for the future. This is your time. Okay, this is your time. And so as you're sitting back thinking about what else you want to do, it's your time. So I said earlier, I was telling people, I said, first of all, understand your why. Understand your why. Okay, so understand the why. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? What does it mean for you to continue to persist? So understand that. The next thing I want you to do is be intentional about um, the fact that this is a process. Okay, you're gonna have ups and downs from it. I know certain people it looks as if they're just going up, but let's be real. Not everybody's gonna go up, and they're gonna go down too. We just gave an example. I mean, I shared this earlier. Oh, TikTok gave me a puzzle. TikTok, be nice. I think it's been nice. I think it's been acting up this particular stream. My phone is saying my phone is running hot. I'm seeing all types of stuff. It's being very glitchy to me. Um, it's all good. Hey, mix it up with GG. Appreciate your friend. So it's all good. I'm just gonna persist. TikTok. We gonna keep going. We gonna keep going, friends. Um, what I was gonna say earlier. Thank you so much, Janelle. How you doing, Mrs. Treetop? I think you came in as well. Mix it up with GG. Appreciate you both. It can be 200 plus people in your room, and you can't get 27 heart me's. I know. I know. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. There's a lot of people who just don't engage in that way, which is unfortunate. But and TikTok has these. It just depends. Yeah, it does. It just depends. Yeah, and then TikTok has all these different things where they're wanting people to support in other ways, and it is challenging. It's challenging for folks. So, Lakivian, how you doing, friend? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here. So let me just go back to the process because here's the thing. I have had a couple people. I thank you for this ain't TV. Love that. And then Coach said your why forces you to do more than just try. I like that. That's good, friend. It does. It does. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're gonna sit with that one for a little bit because I think we really do need to know that. Why are you doing this? It's important. So I've had a few people who especially new people, new creators. So I'm trying to spend some time with them, understanding the app, understanding the engagement strategies. Thank you so much. And just managing expectations on why you do this. Goal setting is everything. It is. You got to know what you're trying to do. Yep. You got to set those goals and then measure those goals. And then hopefully you achieve them and then you set new goals. Um, there's been some new people who have started this journey and they've gotten quickly frustrated with it. I'm doing well, friend. Appreciate you. They've gotten quickly frustrated with the process because in their mind they should ascend quickly. They should, oh my gosh, we're climbing. I'm gonna have 200 people in my room. My room's gonna be rooming. People are gonna be there listening and engaging and doing all the things. They're tapping the screen, sharing the live out, commenting, supporting the live. My room is just this room where all the things are happening, the gift gallery and the live goal and all those things are happening for me. At the end of the day, that's not how it works for the majority of folks. And there's a process in terms of how do you show up, how do you show up consistently, how do you make sure your audience, thank you so much, how you doing, Trainer B, how do you make sure your audience is the audience for your message? And how do you continue to engage them? How do you educate your community on how to engage properly? Because they're not going to engage you unless you tell them what to do. And then sometimes when you tell them what to do, they don't do it. Let's be real about that. Good afternoon. How you doing? Hey, everyone. And so I guess I want to make sure I'm managing expectations because this is not something that happens overnight. This is a process. Thank you for that daily heartbeat. Thank you so much, Kobe and Mello. Thank you so much, friend. This is a process that takes time. As long as you're willing to show up. Hey, positive vibes. As long as you're willing to show up, as long as you're willing to be consistent, as long as you're willing to work on you in this process too, in your live stream. Thank you so much for that, Kim. Laugh out loud. I would cry if I had 200 people happy to grow into my audience and vice versa. That is so true. Because guess what? If you have that many people in a room, would you be ready? Would you be ready and prepared? Could you get them to engage? Could you talk about your message? Would they have your chatting? I wouldn't yet. Yeah, yeah. Could you tap the screen? Could they tap the screen, share the live out? Would they know what to do? Would they do it? We got live hosts in this community that have 200 plus people in the room, and guess what? Guess what? Silence, crickets. Okay, right now it's a great practice. This is what you want to practice. Absolutely, they have absolutely crickets. Nobody's doing anything. And it's been a slow climb to get some more engagement and other engagement in their room. You said afternoon, how you doing, Steph? It's a climb. It's a climb. It doesn't happen overnight. And so they're really working day by day to get everything going. And so that takes time. I don't want you guys to be discouraged, but I want you to sit in this time in this moment and practice and get comfortable where you're at. Grateful for the small wins. Earn the Live Fest 25 banner today after 60 quests. Let's see. It's on your profile? It's on your profile, isn't it? I can't see your profile. I'm gonna have to go to your profile, Coach Chantel. Congratulations. Congratulations. I think I'm at 57 because there's a few I ain't achieved. So there's a few I did not achieve. And so I'm still kind of lagging. But I think I got the ones for today. Yes, she's talking about the Live Fest. If you go up here and click onto the Live Fest, there for if you're in your live stream, you'll see daily quests that you have to complete. So she just completed 60 of how many was it? Oh my gosh, what was it? 60 of 80. So there's 80 quests before it ends. It ends on the 22nd. So each day they give you a new quest and you slowly climb up to achieve those quests. So I won't get to 60 until what, Sunday? So I have 3 more to do. So that'll be when I get my banner. Maybe we'll see if I achieve them all. Thank you for that. So my point is, I said know your why. You got to know your why. Why are you doing this? What's your goal? What's your purpose? What about the votes? The votes, you can send the votes to creators. It's if people turn on their double blast, it's double the points for the votes, so it's 2 points versus 1 point. But yeah, votes you can send if people are climbing up the leaderboard. I'm at 608, so I'm several points from 300. I don't know what that means. They said 300 means something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what advances. Maybe it's 300 and higher advances. I have to go back and look at the rules. Anybody knows, tell me. So I'm in silver. I'm not sure who advanced. I don't know. It might be 300. Um, it goes on her profile. The banner goes on her profile. It's part of her photo frame. It'll be part of there for her. Yeah. So says top. Okay. Thank you for that, Nika, because I didn't check. So top 300 advanced. So I'm halfway there or so. Look at y'all. Thank you so much. Hey, Steph. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Look at you reach level 12 in the room. Awesome. Thank you so much. Gold crew. Hello, friend. How are you, friend? Hello. Appreciate that. This is my fave. This your other page, friend. Look at you. Oh, you changed your username. You changed your nickname. Nice. You threw me off with that. I was like, that's her photo. Oh, nice. Okay, what does GOLV stand for? Go live. Go live crew. Look at you, friend. I had to process for a second. I think that's what it means. Go live crew. Let me know. It took me a minute to click for that to click. Look at you, friend. Thank you for that daily heart me. So we were just talking about it. I changed my first name. Just noticed a purple banner across my profile. What is that? Um well, let me ask. Is that Coach Chantel, is it purple? Is that the banner for Live Fest? Is that the Live Fest banner? Thank you all for the support. It might be. Let's see. What color is this banner? This banner looks pink. I'm not sure though. What does it say? What does the banner say? It might be like this banner on my, that's me. Yes, I see you, Fred. It might be like this banner on my other page. Let's see. It says the one to watch. Oh, is that what it says? Okay. Look at you. You the one to watch. Okay. I love that. So this banner here keeps getting covered up. I don't know what it says. When I go to my page, I have to could probably go look at it when I'm not on my page. So this is my main profile. That's cool. I think the purple one is for shop sales. Oh, so this is my shop page. So is that the one that says the one to watch? I have to go back and look at it. I think that's what you're saying. So I'll go back and look at it when I'm not on my page. Um, let's see. Give me 1 second. Okay. No, you said no, it's not on your shop page. Give me 1 second. Um, Gotta come back to my page. Okay, there we go. Okay. I got my first sale yesterday on Shop Live. Look at you. Thank you so much. You said I'm ready. Thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate that. She said I'm sending these SpongeBob's. I'm ready. Oh gosh, thank you for that, Nika. Congratulations on that first sale, shop sale. And then Coach on Sale said I got a message with my sales across the country on my main page. You said I got a message with my sales across the country. Oh, maybe that's what that is. I have to go and look at it then. Nice, nice. Thank you so much, Kim. You're so sweet. You said appreciate the support, friend. What I will say though, what we were talking about earlier is that I want to make sure you guys manage your expectations on this. I want you to understand that it does take time. Thank you, Kim. It does take time. You need to know your why. You need to recognize that this is a process, and I want you to set goals and I want you to dream. Okay? So if I was to give you three things, three takeaways from today's live, my 10 a.m. and my 4 p.m., I want you to make sure you are dreaming. Okay? You need 1,200 more to unlock the gift. Do I really? Which gift? What gift am I unlocking? What is that? Let me know what that means. I have an online clothing store, Confidence in Jesus Clothing and Gift Shop. Thank you so much, Confidence. Confidence. Hello, friend. Thank you for the follow. Um, that's great, friend. You're welcome. Thank you for your insight. You're welcome. You're welcome for that. Okay. Um, what are we we talking about? I'm unlocking a gift for SpongeBob. That what's happening under the SpongeBob campaign. Thank you. What are we saying? Where is the SpongeBob campaign? If Kim, I don't know if I'm signed up for even SpongeBob. Let me see. Let's see. Is this Squidward? Oh, it is something in here. Oh, this is something for viewers. Y'all all participating in this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Unlock rewards. Okay. Okay. I think I understand. That's pretty good. You said you are. You said I think everyone is. So we all doing SpongeBob. All right. I gotta keep that in mind. Thank you for that, Fred. I appreciate you. We're gonna unlock rewards from it. Um, Thank you for the populars. I appreciate you. Okay. So send more gifts to send more TikTok it. You said send more gifts to send more gifts. Is that part of the SpongeBob one? Is that what you meant by that? Thank you all for supporting. Okay, so one thing we were talking about up here, I was saying if you get a chance, I'm not necessarily endorsing Mel Robbins, but I am endorsing the fact that she's talking about setting goals for 2026. And to me, it's the message. It's not the messenger, it's the message. So whether you like her or not like her, that's totally fine. But my point is, I want you guys to be intentional about what you're doing in 2026. When I sit back and reflect on 2025 for me, the whole year, the entire year before all this is said and done, I would have gone live all of 2025. Give or take a day or two. Not many days, but a few. I always set goals and expectations. That's it. And I would have done this the whole year. And what I will tell you, if I was somebody was well, Coach Jesse did sit down with me and we reflected a little bit. But if I was to really talk about what did I learn from this year? What was my biggest takeaway? Look at you. Oh, reaching level 36. Congratulations, Kim. I appreciate you, friend. Let me see. Let me set you up here. Level 26. I appreciate you, friend. Let's see. We'll set you up high. What I would say is that I learned that first of all, practice makes progress. I'm not perfect at this, neither are any of us in this room. It is about practicing, keep going. Okay. I will learn that every setback is a setup. Okay. Every time we are set back, what we perceive to be a setback for us, what we perceive to be something that is taking us backwards from what we're trying to do, is a setup for what we're supposed to be doing next. Okay. That will be another takeaway from this. Okay. You said amen. I would absolutely say that there is a lesson in everything that we perceive to be a failure. There was a lesson that we learned there. With every area, there's a lesson learned. There we go, Fred. We say the same thing. I was just thinking that. Yes, it has to be a lesson, Dr. Lisa. Burn preaching. It has to be a lesson. You can't just sit back and say, well, oh, well, that was a bad period. No, I learned from that. I grew from that. I would honestly say, and I will attribute my shadows, in the shadows, my slowdown when things ain't, my room ain't rooming and TikTok is doing all the TikTok stuff to me. I would say, well, that prepared me for where I'm at today. It prepared me. Now we'll say this. This is part of the lesson. I'm just being transparent. The whole agency stuff is a lesson in itself too. It's a lesson for perseverance. It's a lesson for showing you that you could do hard things, challenging things, And it is a challenge. Okay, it is a challenge. I trust the process. Yes, another amen. Trust the process. So I am trusting this process. But it is something that has had me thinking like, well, wait a minute. If I was to share this with others, there's a lot of things that I would do differently. There's some things I've learned from this. There's some things when I see new people coming in, I'm like, oh Lord, they don't realize what's before them. And so, they have to kind of go through it. We all got to go through it. Okay? Everybody's situation is not going to be the same, but rest assured, at some point, you're going to have to reevaluate how you do things. No matter who you are on this app. We were I'm gonna use the word expressing, hey Coach Peggy, how you doing, friend? Expressing a certain feeling about a creator out there. Thank you so much for the cheers. We grow by being stretched. Just yes, we do, sir. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. That is absolutely true. Um, that's the whole concept of stretching. You're right. That's the growth. Hey everyone, how you doing, Dr. Peggy? And so what we were talking about a creator on here that did not that was a big creator, big influencer, and didn't progress in Live Fest. And there was a certain feeling about that. Now, let's dissect that a little bit. Thank you so much for the cheers. You can rest assured that she probably thought she was going to progress. There's no reason why she wouldn't have. And now she's having to reevaluate what happened. Why didn't she progress? Oh, congratulations on level 10, friend. And now she has to reevaluate that because she didn't move forward. A lot of love here. You're welcome, friend. Thank you so much. Oh, look at your level 11. Thank you so much. You said, wow. Yeah. In those situations, even the biggest have to reevaluate their journey, have to reevaluate their process. You just don't keep growing, growing, growing. And once you get to that level, you gotta stop and think about things differently. Because one thing this app teaches you is that if you're going to grow within this app, then you gotta have a community supporting that growth. You just don't grow magically by yourself. There are people who are pushing you forward and picking you up. And you recognize that those people are real people. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And that they're looking for support as much as you are looking for support. And so, how you treat people is going to be key to how you are successful. And so, when I said earlier, you got to know your why. Why are you here? What you're trying to do? Because you need to put that time into, okay, how am I going to be successful? How am I going to connect with my target audience? How am I going to grow and build? And they recognize there's a process for that. I was in a room as the votes came in and watched an A1 create just missed the final round. We might be talking about the same person. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah. And that takes a shock to the ego. You're thinking like, oh, I'm a shoe in. I'm gonna move forward, and it doesn't happen. And so with that, you got to reevaluate no matter where you are. Yep, by one. Yep, by one number. Yep. Hey, Dr. Trish, how you doing? Hey, Glam. I don't know if I said hi to you, friend. How you doing, friend? Thank you for being here. Thank you all coming in. Hello, Mr. Treetop. Hello, Trisha T. Thank you for that daily harmony. I watched the A1 pass get past the third round. It was an incredible push. You said you saw the opposite. You said her community pushed her over to the next level. Yeah, yeah. Hello, hello. Howdy, howdy. And so I had a call. You said I had a call. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the support. Um, and so at the end of the day, it's about how you show up, how you are supporting others. And then ultimately what I want you guys to do is just be intentional about your goals. This is not something where it's for everybody going live. We're talking about the context of going live. But I want you all to be intentional about what do you see yourself doing. I gave the example earlier that it was a process, and just like with my dissertation, the one thing I learned from doing that is that they said you ain't writing a masterpiece. You're not. Anybody who's ever gone through a doctoral program, you're not writing your greatest life work. You're not. If you go into it with that mindset, first of all, it's going to frustrate the heck out of you because you won't be able to get that because your committee, your dissertation chair, all of them, they're going to change stuff to the point where you're going to end up with something that is not necessarily what you intended it to be or you had, set out for it to be. That's first and foremost. Second of all, you shouldn't have that mindset that you're creating this wonderful document because guess what? Nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to read it. It is not read by anybody, okay? You might have a dissertation chair that reads a few pages of it and give you feedback on those few pages. You may have a family member that decides they'll read a little bit of it for you, just to appease you, but nobody reads that from cover to cover. You set in that process and created that document that nobody will read. So those are two things you need to take away. The other thing you need to take away is that you're not in it for the dissertation for anything else more than the process. Okay. Hey, level 18, congratulations. Um, you said I saw Jeffrey. You said JS in a TikTok universe to himself. Okay. Wow. Really? Wow. Um, so it's the process. That's what you're doing it for. There, if you look up the statistic, there's 1% of people who will get through a doctorate. 1%. And in doing that, you're literally doing that because of the process. The people who finish and don't finish are people who went through the process. That's exactly what that is. That's not about anything more than just getting through the process. And if you can get through the process with all the things that happen to you in life, how do you do that? How do you do what? Do what? If you can get through the process, anything in life, then that's exactly what it's about. Getting through it. Hold on one second. Let me catch up on comments. You said, did you see the new option for fan clubs to make highlights? Yes. People have been making highlights. So I appreciate the highlights I've received. Thank you so much. I posted some in my stories. Thank you for that. JS sends stuff all the time from his business account about winning for himself. Oh, really? He said, who else is going to champion me? I'm going to do me. I don't blame him, to be honest with you. That's not, I mean, it's probably not the best business model, but hey, if you ain't for yourself, then who else gonna be for you? So you got to make sure you take care of yourself. Kim, what you meant? Send gifts to yourself from a different account. That's it. That's all he doing a different account. Doesn't need the money. No, he's just making sure he stay in TikTok's graces. Is that what it is? I heard that. Yeah, so yes, from a different account. He just has a backup account. That's all it is, or whoever that is. I wrote a dissertation 1%. I ran a marathon 5%. I'll get through these process. Not today, tired. I heard that, um, but it's a process, and you need to recognize it for that. If you're looking at this as linear, no. As a matter of fact, you need to look at it as a business plan strategy where at the end of the day, this is about what you look like over the next 3 to 5 years. If you're really being honest about it, this ain't no one and done, or I just did 5 and I'm good and nobody came to my room, I'm done. No, this is a process. It is based on your growth plan, your why. What are you doing this for? You're doing it for your business. Are you doing it for growth? Are you doing it to make sure that you're able to monetize and make passive income? Are you doing it to make primary income? Do you want to be a content creator? Do you want to be a live host? Why are you doing this? And ultimately, you want to make sure that you're being intentional about your plans and you're setting goals for yourself. What's the money needs the money? Once the money needs the money, so funny. You said that's you. You said once the money, it needs the money. um, but yeah, so you're doing it for those reasons. So if anybody is here telling you otherwise, and you are helping me, oh, that's sweet. Appreciate you. If anybody else on this app is telling you otherwise, and they're telling you like, hey, this is a waste of your time. Hey, you shouldn't do this. Or I heard somebody in these streets say, hey, you know what? How is this helping your family? Are you missing out on memories? Now, not to knock it. You guys know I got the adult kids and I got the 5-year-old. I get that. And I agree with make good memories with family. But at the end of the day, let's be real. And this is coming from a person who got both sides of the coin. The toddler, or now the kindergartner, I shouldn't call them a toddler, but the kindergartner and the college students. You just helped me with the dissertation. Did I help you with it? It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. That's all I can tell you. Get it done. It ain't your life work. Don't worry about who gonna read it. Make sure it's grammatically correct in APA formatting. Make sure all that is, all your I's are dotted, T's crossed, periods, commas, uppercase, lowercase, all that's done correctly because that's what they pay attention to, and get it done. That's it. That's it. That's the answer. Anybody else will tell you otherwise. That's the answer. And somebody gonna make you do a rewrite a couple times. Rewrite it, get it done, and get it finished. Do your research. That's it. No, you're telling me to go back to school and that's it. I'm telling you to go back to school. Is that what I'm telling you? That fell out. All your references are alphabetized. Yes, that's it. Those are the keys to get it done. That's it. Love of life, how you doing, friend? Yes, that's it. That's it. I did my dissertation first, my doctorate first, and my husband did it after me. You said, remember Dr. Kim? That's it, Dr. Kim. Dr. Kim. Dr. Kim. Go ahead, Dr. Kim. That's it. So my husband did his dissertation after me, and I finished mine, and my daughter was like about 10 or 11. So she was his APA check, his reference check. Because little kids, they like attention to detail. They looking at all the little steps and stuff. So she went through his pages and circled and checked all the things he needed to fix. We just gave her a paper. It's like, hey, follow this and see where he put commas and stuff in the wrong place. Go ahead and circle and change it out. And she did. She did it for him. She went through all of it for him, step by step, and he had some stuff he needed to change. But she was his reference check. I was like, I'm looking through all that. Let her do it. Yeah, so it's a process, and that's the biggest piece. I showed the dissertations earlier. Like his dissertation was longer than mine. He had, so I'm here both of our books. I didn't put my information on the internet, but yeah. So this is my dissertation. This is his. His is a little thicker. It looks the same, but he has like front back cover pages. I think when everything's said and done, his is like 400 something pages. Mine is like 200 something pages, like right at 200. And mine was in front and back. But he had to do his front and back. So he was like, oh my God. Because they kept sending back for rewrites and do this and do that. So yeah. He said, what are the topics? So he's K-12. And he talked about one of the evaluation systems, Marzano, one of the evaluation systems for K-12 administrators. That's what he wrote about. So his research was on that evaluation system. And then mine was about, it was a dissertation focused on internship experience for students. I'm just giving a rough title of it. But yeah, so internship experience, because I was doing career education. So it was focused on that mentorship relationship. So I know a lot about mentorship. A lot of my research was on mentorship, internships, the business relationship, that type of stuff. So yeah, I love that you know what his was about right off the. I've seen a lot of it. I told you your family is the person that's going to see it. So looking at chapters and helping him with some of the details. I taught a couple courses on it too. So I knew a little bit about research methods. So much of his research was similar to mine. We did similar qualitative research, phenomenological studies. Mine was compared a faith-based fitness program to a secular one. Oh, nice. So you did it quantitative or qualitative study. You said that's so thoughtful. Yeah. Okay. What was that? Where was I going with that, y'all? I was going with that because I wanted you guys to start preparing yourself for processes, okay? And Dr. Kim, yes, Dr. Kim, go ahead and get it done, friend. In the meantime, I want you guys to recognize, set goals for yourself. That was the whole point of this conversation. Set goals for yourself, okay? Set goals for yourself. So, Dr. Kim, it might be that you start a program next year, okay? It might very well be a program. You said both 600 plus pages, shaking my head. Oh gosh. You know what? They was wrong for that. That was just ridiculous at the end of the day. Yeah, they were. That's a whole nother conversation because you know my dissertation is on higher ed administration, so that actually should have been um, scrutinized. That's too many pages. But yeah, that actually they should have taken that to your accrediting body. That's too many pages. But that's a whole nother conversation. So I won't go there. But yeah, that is unethical. Hello, Coach Peggy. How are you? So with that, and you said, and was it before AI? Yeah, both of ours. Mine was 2014. I finished. He finished 2019. 2019. Yeah, so he and I was pre AI. We were pre AI, pre COVID actually. Yeah, pre COVID. When you think about just the changes that people had to do with online programs and stuff. He had an online program. I was face to face. I probably would have done things differently if online was as prevalent. He was like right on the beginning of online being a main approach to doing different educational programs, and so he did really well. I would have probably did a similar program if I had it my way now. All right, friends. So where was we? Okay, so thank you for the populace. So set goals. So we talked about Mel Robbins. Make sure you. I'm not telling you about the messenger. I'm telling you about the message. Okay. So if you are someone who are sitting here right now and you have not set goals for yourself, that's important. You set goals. Oh, I was about to tell you the whole concept surrounding, you know, those moments that you have that are memories and those special moments and stuff. I'm not saying that you can't have special moments with family and friends. You absolutely should. But I'm saying, oh, I miss Mel Robbins. Oh, no, it happens on Saturday. You can register. If you register in here, sign up. You should see an ad up here. Click it, and it happens on Saturday. Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to get off. I'm going to do my live, but I'm going to get off early on Saturday so that I can participate in that because I want to be there for it as well. And so I heard a creator talk about, how we don't we miss special moments. And I'm not saying that you miss special moments. You said I'm registered. No, I mean about your talk about it. Yes, I didn't talk. Well, I didn't talk. This is kind of a abbreviated version of what I talked about earlier. That's all. Um, but that creator was saying how those special moments matter, and she was talking to her audience. Don't get me wrong. I will say, here's the deal about it. As you have older adults, I have the young adults, and I have the small child too. I recognize the parent he has now is a parent that's an older parent that's a little bit more mature in my thinking. I recognize the importance of balance. I recognize that the things I did in the first phase of parenting is very hands-on. I was focused on every little detail. I was a helicopter parent. I was always making sure that they were the priority, in spite of what I wanted, in spite of what I wanted to do. Don't get me wrong, I did stuff, but I did stuff because I thought that was important to do because they were the priority. And you said, what are we? What you're saying we need to register for? Um, I think if you register, I think if you register, you get a reminder. That's what happens. So I don't think you need to register for it, but I think it gives you a reminder message. So if you register, it'll show up in your inbox that it's happening. I think that's the benefit of it. But beyond that, you don't need to register for it. But it is, I believe it's here on TikTok. It's going to be a TikTok live session that's going to be hosted by TikTok Live, where she's going to be talking about setting goals for 2026 and just her process for doing so. And um, so if you click here, you should swipe and you should get to the one that says Mel Robbins. It's showing up for me right now. I don't know if it's that way for you all. No, it's not. So you got to scroll to get to the one that says Mel Robbins. I say that because, those moments matter with your kids. Thank you for Glam. Thank you for that. But at the end of the day, as a parent, as a mother, we often sacrifice what we want, what we need for other people. So I just say, how do you make sure that whatever you're trying to do, that you set time for yourself, that you make sure that you're not holding off doing the things that you want to do, the goals that you have, because you're focused on what everybody else needs. That's all I'm saying. And you could do that. It can be a situation where you do that. I was waiting for you to get your bun back. Oh, you're so funny. I'm about to put my hair back down again. I gotta redo it. um, but it's important for you to prioritize yourself, because at the end of the day, they're gonna grow up. I think that's the beauty of me being an older parent. I realize he's gonna grow up. He's gonna get bigger. He's going to get to the point where all things is about what he wants and what he needs. And I'm going to be back chauffeuring, doing all the things for him. My husband and I are going to be sharing in that responsibility again. And then ultimately, he's going to go off to college and he's going to become his own man and his own person. And I'm still going to have to live my life. So in between that, I'm going to make sure I do the things that I want to do. I'm going to set goals for myself. And I'm going to focus on what is important for me. So when I look at 2025 and then fast forward 5 years from now, 2030, I can say all the things I've achieved over that time frame. I can say all the things I've done, all the lessons I've learned in that time frame, because I was intentional about prioritizing me and I wasn't waiting. Because you got to realize, if I wait, 5 years from now, he barely coming out of middle school. He ain't even in high school yet. So I'm waiting. Then I gotta wait another 5 or 10 years for him to get out of high school and on to college. What was I waiting for? For the memories that he gonna forget? It just be real about it. I'm not gonna miss out on things, but I'm just gonna reprioritize me. And that's what I'm saying. Make sure you're a priority. And then again, what's your why? What are you trying to do? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you to be engaged in different ways? Are you trying to get that book? Are you trying to do your consultations with people? Are you trying to build your business? Are you trying to build community? Are you trying to make passive income? Are you trying to help and support other people in their journey? What's your why? So that's all I'm saying. So I just want to make sure I repeated that for you all. So let me know if there's any questions. Um, it's almost 6 o'clock. We got a few people going live right now, so I want to make sure we acknowledge the people going live. Anybody else going live today? HalaQ is currently live. All of the above. I love that. All of the above. And this is a process, y'all. I appreciate you, Coach Jesse, for letting me have that moment to think and reflect about my journey. It has not been easy. Let me charge my phone. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I froze for a second. There we go. It has not been easy, but it was worthwhile thinking through what I've learned, what I've gained from this experience, how I will look at 2026. You say 8 and 11 p.m. Eastern. Go live crew. Of course. Thank you for that. Worst thing is to get older and realize you didn't push the hardest to unlock your potential and purpose. I know. That is so true, Dr. Trish. That is so true. There are plenty of people who can say that. Yeah, there's plenty of people. And there's plenty of people who are now doing this in a way that says, you know what, I'm looking to unlock my potential and purpose. Yeah. So he said, no regrets. No regrets. I love that. No regrets. So, who else is going live? So, Go Live Crew is going live today at 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern. And then, Coach Jesse, you going live? Dr. Trish, did you go live already? Anybody else who's going live in the room? Nika, what about you? I can say, Kim, what about you? Kim, you're on a new schedule, aren't you, Kim? 7 o'clock Eastern? Or did you move to 8? What time did you move to? Janine has a budget battle at 8 p.m. Eastern. She has a budget battle. Okay. Is she what she's still doing? She didn't mention it earlier. She's still doing the budget friendly. Is that what it is? Is that what you mean by budget battle? A specific gift? Is that the thinking? Um, Sparkle Mama, how you doing, friend? Thank you for joining. E Nurse, how you doing? Thank you for joining as well. Here's what I will say. The whole battling, there are a lot of people who are starting to incorporate that into their life journey. So think about it. If you want to do some training, let us know. Ongoing live streak, I think, is there an easy way to check? To check how many days you've gone live in a row? Let me see. I can tell you what you've done for the month of December so far. Let me know consistently. You're saying December, or you're saying even before December, November? I think I would have to tell you. I don't know if there's an easy way to check in your analytics. I don't think there's an easy way to check. I can look at it from a holistic perspective. Look, you might be able to, I don't know if that's going to be easy though. You might be able to look at, if you go to your analytics and put in the dates that you've gone live, like a custom search on those live analytics on the live homepage, it should it should be one there that tells you your go live days. Maybe only did my musically streaming this morning. I have my last final tonight of grades and due tomorrow. Okay, gotcha. So you'll be back on it. Um, December, is it in your achievements? It would tell her a streak. You're right. It would probably tell her how many. I don't know if it would say though. It may say hours. I don't know if it would say days. It may say hours. Live for 10 days, I think. Okay. Let me check December. I think she's conflicted about the budget battle thing. She is asking for support, not roses. Oh, okay. How you doing, Jake? Thank you so much. Okay, we'll check. Thanks. Live achievements. Yeah, the live achievements might be okay. Let's see if I can see real quick. I'll tell you if I see a number. So for the month of December, the valid go live days in the month of December, it says 8. It says 8 in TikTok system. And you've done a total of 18 live streams over the course of those 8. So it could have been live twice, maybe 3 times on certain days, depending on what was happening. Thank you so much, Fran, for getting that daily heart me. Hi, Deborah. How you doing, Fran? So yeah, it could be so a total of 18 live streams. So it could be multiple in a day, and then a total of 8 valid live days for the month of December. That was December. Um, and then I'll tell you November. November was 18, and then 18 valid days in live streams was a total of 60. That's huge. It's good. Total of 60 live streams in the month of November. So, you know what, Deborah, how you doing? We're winding down. We were talking about goal setting. That was kind of the main takeaway. So we're talking about goal setting and going live for 2026. There's a speaker. How you doing, Coach Evie? Thank you so much. Thank you for that daily heart me. Cool. Thank you, Coach. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're doing it, friend. Keep doing it. We were talking about that. Creative Club. How you doing, friend? Thank you for that post. Thank you for that daily heart me. Appreciate it as well. How's everything going? Um, yeah, so yeah, we were talking about setting goals for ourselves because there's a creator. I'm not well, she's a creator also, but Mel Robbins is doing an event on Saturday on TikTok talking about setting 2026 goals. So she's going to be doing a goal setting exercise. So that's happening on Saturday. And I was telling people, some people were saying they weren't a big fan of hers, but I was like, you know what? It's not about the message. It's not about the messenger. It's about the message. And so, how do we make sure we're being intentional about what we need to do to be successful? How do we grow? How do we build in this upcoming year? And we're showing up in a way that is based on our why, and it is helping to propel us forward, even in spite of times when we might see things going dipping low. we want to make sure that we are still moving forward and making forward progress. I'm on day 7 of 21 days straight, and 12 days of birth miss starts tomorrow. Okay, look at you. I love that. 12 days of birth miss. You're so funny, Glam. Glam, you are hilarious. Love that. So yeah, so we're talking about this upcoming year. We want to do things intentionally. So I just want you guys, um, at the end of the day, it's up to you in terms of what you're doing. You say hee hee hee. Live around 11 p.m. voice chat. Like that. So are you doing with your voice chat, are you doing music or you do affirmations? Working on content number 7 of 13-part series. Goal 1K videos. Ooh. Live 5 to 7 a week. Look at you. Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Hey Cleopatra. So Dr. Lisa, that guy Skits Tito sent over a co-host with me yesterday. Mel Diamonds called him, him, his. Oh, I don't know. It got broken off. I'm not sure. Are you talking about Mel Robbins? Yeah. She's. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened. It was. Yeah. It wasn't. It didn't come through fully. So, anybody else going live tonight? Let me know. We will see. I think we'll see what today looks like. I think I'm good. I don't know if I'm gonna come back live. If I have to come back, I'll let you guys know. So I'm at 54. So 54%. I think that should be good. We'll see if it dips down too low for me. I'll be out in these streets later. You said yes. What time are you going live, Nika Grace? Thanks, Nika. Doc made me feel like my edges were missing because I need content. Yeah. You know what? I did not make you feel like your edges was missing, but whatever. But you do need some content, okay? Hey, Barbara. y'all not gonna get me to say that y'all don't need to do the content. The content side is important. You said an hour. I actually got a piece of content I'm gonna produce today too. I gotta put it out there. 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, perfect. 7 p.m. Eastern. Are you doing are you leaning into the beauty? What are you leaning into? The beauty niche? So Nika Grace is being consistent, friend. She's showing up. She said Live Fest took her to that next level. TikTok playing games with men, I think. Oh, TikTok is playing games. Oh, that's a message in school. You did a message in school? Okay. Is that the message about collaborating with people? End of the year reflection? That'll be great. That'll be a great topic. Yes, okay. So, yeah, that'll be a great topic for people to sit back and talk about, reflecting on where they're at. I know there's a lot of people in this agency that started their journey way before the agency, which is awesome. And then we have some people who started in the second half of the year. But if you can stop and think about what did you learn, what are you doing, how did you grow, that's important. And preparing for next year, you got to look at the past, the present, and the future. So you got to know exactly where you've been so you can see where you want to go. Now, honestly, I will tell you, I need to put something in my calendar to go check school. Okay, growth is super important. It is. How you doing? Asked Dr. Pratt. How you doing, friend? Yes. um Honestly, I would tell you, there's no way. Thank you for that. Appreciate you, friend. There's no way I would have thought I would be here when I started in January. I didn't I didn't I didn't even think this was a reality. I didn't even think this was a thing. Now, granted, thank you for the roses. Now, granted, I would have, if I knew a little bit more information, maybe I wouldn't be here because of that, but that's a whole nother conversation. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that I've done this. I'm happy this is the journey I've taken and the path I've taken. So it's been a positive experience. And so I'm really pleased with what's happened. I thought the app would be gone in January. Yeah. There was a lot of people when it went dark, people were like, what happened? And so you're right. Yeah. When we came to December, people were like, well, this app is about to close. And look, 12 months later, we're still here. TikTok can definitely shift our whole reality and open up possibilities we couldn't consider. Yeah, absolutely. That is huge. I'm going to pin that. That's huge. And I guess I want you guys to kind of sit with that for a little bit, because what you're thinking about today in terms of just small growth could be exponentially higher. Could take you into a different direction, total different direction. You just got to be consistent, keep showing up. So I just wanted to say that. I mean, obviously, the last 24 hours got me to thinking about what possibilities are out there. So I want you guys to think about it from that perspective. What else you could be doing? What other possibilities out there for you? And if you don't start, you never will know. You won't know. This year, next year, I could be a well-renowned ghost voice actress. Because I did one audition. But you never know. I could very well be, learning from the great Carol West. And my voice acting career could be catapulted. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that you guys don't know what's out there. So many people I know gave up on live because they felt no reciprocity. I told them to choose wisely. That's true. That is very, very true. That is very true. Manifest that, I know. I know, yes. Yes, manifest that. Carol West does sound like a famous name. It does. She is famous. When is our next Carol super fan meeting? Oh, you became a super fan too, Nika? I think I sold like 3 other people on her super fans today. I was just saying that I did it. But they was like, when is she going? When is she going live? I did you really? Oh, did you sit in on our super fan session for parts of it? Um, she's going live tonight, she said, if I'm not mistaken. I think she was going live at 8 p.m. her time, Pacific time, which is like 11 East Coast time. I think it will be good for confidence building. Yeah, absolutely. I told you I was going to do something with it though. So my plan is to do an audition before the year is out, before 2026 is out. Do an audition, or who knows, maybe 2 or 3, depending on how the first one shakes out. Because I've never done it before. So yeah. So well, in all fairness, I probably should do 2 or 3. You never do one thing one time and say I'm not going to do it again. So in all fairness to the process and respecting that it is a process, I probably will do more than just one. But but my plan is to do an audition. Prepare me for my TED Talk. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Appreciate you. Coach Peggy, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so you never know. You never know where you'll land in this, you know, game of life, and how things will twist and turn for you, and all of a sudden you're here. And so just keep going. A year in reflection has been great for me. It's been a great experience, and just recognizing there's some things I probably would do differently. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I'm thinking about, what else I could be doing, what other opportunities are out there before me in a way that I never thought before. I mean, it's funny, from a voice acting perspective, I was sharing earlier, I wasn't a big fan of my voice. I've learned to appreciate it. I learned to acknowledge that my voice has power. My voice has calming, it's soothing, it's healing, it's all the things. It shares, it's caring. I recognize that and I appreciate that. And from a voice acting perspective, I've always been intrigued with the profession and hearing people do it, but never thought it was for me. So just recognizing from in 2025, I'm ending the year saying I'm going to do something like that. That's huge. That's huge for a person who really thought their voice was not that type of voice. And so you never know where you'll land in this. You never know. So I just wanted to share that. Um, You said, and Carol is so excited offering these. Her whole face lights up. It does. It does. She's a good people. She's a good heart. So so really excited about this. So just know you never know what can happen. Okay. All right, dear friends. Let me know if there's any questions. I appreciate all the support. We're gonna talk it up some more. We got some weeks ahead of us before this new year comes. She is very good people. Yeah. Yeah, we got some weeks ahead of us, and I don't want you guys to get disillusioned. I don't want you guys to get complacent. I don't want you guys to feel like this is not where you need to be and where you can't grow and build your community. You can. You absolutely can. I want you to recognize it's a process. I keep saying that. I don't want you to feel like, oh, all of a sudden my room's going to be rooming and people are going to be coming and all the things. I think it is something you need to respect, that it does take time and effort. It does take time and effort on your part. It takes discernment on your part in terms of what you're trying to do and who you're trying to talk to, and how you engage in the process fully. So all that is something you need to just learn and grow from. I'm going to take a trip to Cali to visit her. You are? You're going to go visit her? He said, the great Carol West. Yes. I made Miss TikTok. I made TikTok. Mrs. Treetop her no ashy heart sticker. Thank you for that follow. Remembering my shine. I love that, friend. Thank you for that. Appreciate you being here. Let me know if you have any questions. That's a great name. You said, remember the woman God intended to encourage others to do the same, unpolished, glowing, cultivating a community of women who are, and then it gets cut off. Look at there, TikTok listening to my message. New here, thank you, welcome. TikTok is listening to my message, bringing people in here with that in their bio. Thank you for being here, friend. We talk about all things going live, so we're talking about going live and setting goals for the next year. So are you a live host? Remembering my shine. I love it. And you said can't wait to see it in there. Yes, yes, that'll be awesome. Y'all gonna drop y'all so messy. Nikki, you so messy. Nikki, you gonna drop no ashy hearts with people who have ashy hearts. You wrong for that. I'm going on a cruise for 8 days, and that's going to hurt my status. It is possibly go live a few days. Why not? On the cruise. Go live. You can get internet service and go live. Yeah. You said super messy. I will put them out of her room. Listen, drop the sticker. I love your spirit. You just popped up, and I'm grateful. Oh, that's sweet. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Said I'm going to try. I love it. Yeah. Okay. So here's what you need, friend. You need a portable selfie stick. It's in my showcase if you need to grab some. You need your equipment. Take this is the little tripod pod. You can have it on the table when you're sitting there talking to your community. Have your little, make sure you have your clip-on light so you can have your little light. And if you need a microphone, put a microphone as well. So just get your equipment. This stuff is really easy and compact. So have your equipment and do it on your cruise. Do it on your cruise. I did it on my vacations. I had that stuff in my bag, and when I go see my daughter in Tampa, I take my stuff with me and I go live. I still do my live stream. So yeah, you can absolutely do. You said I will. See, that's it. It's easy. And then, you don't have to go live a super long time. You just go live. If you try to stick to your schedule, that's fine. But you just want to show up and make sure you continue to support your community and make sure your presence is there. So yeah, don't miss out on your streaming if you can keep from it. I mean, you don't have to go every day. So for me, in 2026, I am on the road to 50. So I have I have in my mind a couple vacations that are going to happen. So I got to figure out all the details of when. But I'm still going to do my live stream. I know that. So I'll be around. I'll just be kind of like the last times I was on random schedule. It wasn't the best consideration when it came to timing and stuff. So I probably could be a little bit more thoughtful of what days and times I go live and schedule it out, to a certain extent if I could. I'm always kind of leery of putting something out there that I can't commit to. But I could do that and just do pop-ups for a couple days and just make sure I go live. It probably is gonna hurt your status. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but maybe you're okay with that. It's not gonna be to a point where you couldn't, you wouldn't be able to grow, get it back and grow again. So it takes time. It takes time, friends. All right, I appreciate you guys. I've been here for oh gosh, it's almost 2 hours. I didn't realize it. I got 5 minutes for 2 hours. So y'all, I got 5 more minutes of me, so I'm gonna hit the 2 hour mark. Let me know if there's any last minute questions. Did we say who's going live? Who's going live? And my new friends in the room, if you are new and still in the room, let us know your schedule if you are a live host so we can support you. And if you are still trying to think through going live, let me know as well. I'm happy to talk to you about support from the agency as well. You didn't see the story I made about the leagues, huh? No. I didn't see a story about the leagues. I responded to your message. Was that what I responded to? I responded to a message. I did some voice memos. Did you get my voice memos? I can't remember what question I asked now. I feel like I answered like 20 questions in the last 24 hours. But I remember looking and I sent you some voice. Yes, I got them. Okay. I was like, I remember responding to you. I don't remember what the question was. But no, I didn't see the story about the leagues. I missed that. Late tonight, we'll text the correct chat, I hope. Okay. That's totally fine. You're going to be on late tonight. Okay, later tonight. And then Nika, you said you're going. Coach Jesse, you're going. Anybody else in the chat? Let me know if you're going. I always want to make sure I'm answering questions. Coach Peggy, what's your schedule, friend? You going live? Put that in there. Trisha T, let us know. Create to Elevate. How you doing, friend? Cinnamon Swirl, how are you? Caroline Sims, how are you? Jake, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. Disaster, thank you for that daily heart me. I'm going live 8 p.m. Eastern. Nice. Trisha T, why you give us the eyes? I tried earlier, Lies, and it was crickets. Oh. On, what are you doing, voice chats? I had to cut my life short this morning. I have, oh, you lost your voice? Okay. Heal. I hope you heal, babe, friend. I hope you get better. Digital Wealth, how are you, friend? Thank you for popping in. Trisha T, you gave me the eyeballs. Oh, you're in BJ's shopping. Okay. Everybody be at work. Yes. Yeah, the work schedule is hard. I'm going live Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Okay, Create to Elevate. Nice. Is that your first one? What you doing, friend? Let us know. Is that the first one? So yeah. Well, that is yeah, let us know if that's the first one. And then I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and claim your points. We talked about Daily Heart Meets earlier. Claim those points. Those points are important for helping you with leveling up in the room and then also becoming part of the community. Thank you for the populars. You said it was my fourth, but I just started consistency. Okay. There we go. Thank you for the shares. I appreciate your friend. Thank you for that. I'm ready. Thank you for that. Appreciate the support. All right. So yeah, definitely claim those points and get those points in. And we will, I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for that. Thank you for the populars. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And hopefully you guys are getting ready for 2026. So we're talking about goal setting. So we're going to finish the year strong. All right, friends, take care. I appreciate you all. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Um, definitely come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back. I appreciate everybody who watched. Take care. Bye bye.